right, I'm here with the great Red State Nate Bargatze. Welcome to the PBL Roundup, Nate.
Hey, thanks for having me, buddy. You are living it up.
I'm living the life. I'm spending all my money. I got no money. I bought $9,000 tickets. I'm here at the U.S. Open. Great time.
How many you go every year? You've gone every
I go
year?
every year. I go every year since 2013. Usually I go to a couple. Last year we were shooting the movie, so I missed most of it, but I went to the final and watched Djokovic get his butt kicked.
Yeah.
And so I'm here. And yeah, I went to the French Open. I went to the, this was in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. I'm living the tennis high life and the baseball life. Now, I got to bring this up because I just remembered it because I'm here at the event. Do you remember years ago we tried to go to the Los Angeles Dodgers game?
Yeah.
What's your recollection of this?
So you invited me to go, and you said I got tickets, no big deal. And I was like, yeah, and I wasn't even, not that I don't want to go to the Dodgers game, but it wasn't like I was asking, please let me go to the Dodgers game. It was like dude, I want you to go. And I'm like, well, Joe, I want to hang out. So yes, I would love to go. Let's go. Going to Dodgers games, I'm sure people know it's not the easiest to get to. It's a whole thing to go to. It's like up one road. It's a thing. When you're going, you're like, I'm going. And so then we go, and I don't know if you want to take over from here.
Well, what happened was, this is what happened. So I bought 4 tickets for the Dodgers game for you. I think maybe 3. Maybe it was 3. It was you, me, my friend Chris Walsh, who's in 4th of July. Fantastic. Check it out. And then you were the 3rd. And then his roommate and my friend James Patterson, not the author, the comedian, this failed comedian, he said, I would like to go too. And I said, you got it. I'll just get a 4th ticket. So I got a 4th ticket, and I found a ticket in the row, the next seat over. It was like unbelievable. Unbelievable luck. I'm a ticket guy. So I got the 4th ticket, no problem. We just added James Patterson. It's going to be great. The 3 of us were in the house. So I said, we'll meet you there. Don't worry about it. We'll save you the seat. And I think what happened, if I remember correctly, is I bought your ticket for the following night's game.
Yes. Yes.
So if you want to take over from your experience.
Well, just walking up and not getting in is, I mean, everybody can understand it's not ideal, and it's like, I almost would say too, it's like people are going to these Dodgers games. It's not like it's like empty where you're just like, yeah, just come in. It's, they're popular. It turns out the LA Dodgers are quite popular. And so I just end up I just have to leave, and y'all go in, you go into the game, and I leave and went home. I mean, I just basically did 4 hours of just traffic, parking. I just did that with a carrot being held, no carrot.
And I got a great shot of you. I don't know if I can find it. Maybe I can find it and get it to Jackson or Henry in time to post it in here, but I got a great shot of you just dejected at the gate, looking through like the not-hole gang. And I felt terrible. And, James Patterson got a DUI on the way home. So the whole thing was a mess. But, oh, sorry. I'm at the U.S. Open. But anyways, no, that part I made up. I shouldn't be crashing James. Great guy.
He's a great guy. I wish that made me, all right.
But now at that time also, we were doing okay, but we weren't doing amazing. Like it was like, now you could just get a ticket. You could probably get in the dugout nowadays.
Yeah, you could go. Yeah, we would have bought a ticket or just figured it out or something. But yeah, back then it was, we weren't, it was, if we didn't have a ticket, you don't have a ticket. And it is what it is,
Well, what can you do? It's all water under the bridge. I had another baseball memory. Remember you and I were on the Gotham Comedy Softball League and we just couldn't get playing time? What's your memory of that?
Yeah, we go there. I mean, it was a big deal to us because it was like Seinfeld, the TV show. They played for the Improv. It was like our version of that, getting to play for Gotham. And we would go down there and play and just wouldn't get in. I mean, these guys a lot of comics have been playing there for a long time. So it's hard to get any time to actually get out there on the field. And we went down there all the time. I mean, it was I miss playing softball, like in those, like kind of like that kind of out, kind of that, like that kind of thing is to go play for somebody. I played for a restaurant I worked at once and all that kind of stuff. But the Gotham one was the peak and we never really got in.
Yeah, we should play. But I think the next year you moved on and I played the next year. And at one point I was third in the league in hitting and they bumped me up in the batting order. I hit like second in the batting order. I struck out twice and hit into a double play, and I just went into a slide. I never got another hit again. I just quit.
They shouldn't have moved you up. You're like, you were in the right spot.
Exactly. Now talk about a little bit about Vandy baseball, because everyone that knows you knows you're a huge Vandy guy. Vanderbilt has won 2 College World Series in the last few years. I don't know the years exactly. Does that mean as much to you as the football team? And what's it like for the Vandy community to win the College Baseball World Series?
Yeah, I mean, look, it means a lot because it's like we, you see Alabama, like we don't have that in really any other sport. Women's bowling, by the way, pretty dominant. I
saw the banners.
Yeah, we're a problem in women's bowling. And so but with football, it's like we don't have that. So baseball became that. We are the Alabama of college baseball. We keep having the #1 recruiting class and it keeps getting better and better. We put out guys, Walker Buehler, the Dodgers, Mike Yastrzemski, the Giants, Sonny Gray, he's pitching for the Twins now. Just, I mean, a lot of Dansby Swanson, obviously doing great. I mean, Mike Minor. There's a bunch now that are in the league, David Price. And so seeing them actually make it and seeing those guys and see the baseball squad get up to the level that it's at now. And I've luckily got to become friends with a lot of those guys. And it means everything. And it's nice to have something that's like, you can just go and be like, we're going to be in the finals. You're going to see, kids are getting drafted and we lose people just because out of high school, because they get drafted 3rd out of high school. So they were going to come to Vandy, but then they just end up going pro. But it's a fun experience to have that. I pitched. I went down there with Sonny Gray when he was getting ready for the season, and they would practice, like especially during COVID, like towards the end of COVID, they'd have to go they go take some BP and stuff with each other. Mookie Betts was here too because he's from Nashville, and
right.
I remember with
another bowler,
big bowler, Mike Yastrzemski. They were going to hit. Sonny was pitching, and they would always be like, "Well, just come down and I could take some batting practice." And I remember when Sonny was pitching, I was like, "So I'll be fine," because there's such good pitches. And Mike Yastrzemski goes, I go, "Well, Sonny's going to pitch. You think I should go?" And he was just like, he goes, "Out of all the pitchers," he goes, Sonny's the one. Like if anybody's going to get wild, it's going to be him. So, okay. So I didn't go, but I did. Sonny wanted me to Scott's, I think it's Scott. Jacob Stallings. He's a catcher. Was catcher for the Pirates. His dad was the basketball coach at Vandy. So when they were pitching to warm up before the season started, I went down there and I just stood in the batter's box with no bat, just so Sonny could feel, someone standing there. And that was pretty wild because I was like, I asked Sonny, I go, "Do you feel amazing, dude? If you feel just even a tiny off, let me know. Because I don't want to just get, I'm 43 now. You're like, I can't get hit with a ball anymore. It's just, 10 years ago, maybe, but now, but he threw it in there. It's wild, dude. It comes in so fast. It's on another planet.
No, we're brittle. I played a major, not a major league, excuse me. Edit that out. I played a professional baseball league a couple weeks ago, and I didn't get in, but there was a chance of me getting in. And around the 7th inning, I could feel like my lower abdomen, like when you have a bathroom emergency, because you're like, if I get in, I can't. I'm just gonna stand in the back of the batter's box, I don't know who, but I was crapping my pants, but didn't get in, unfortunately. But next year, I want to ask though, you grew up in Nashville, so you have Vandy baseball. There's no pro or there's no big league ball club there. What's the majority of? Did you have a big league club? Who are they rooting for there besides Vandy or UT? I guess
it was the Braves. The Braves are probably the big team in Nashville. The Reds also, St. Louis Cardinals, some of that. I would think the Braves are the biggest team. That was who I rooted for. I was a big Dale Murphy fan. Giant Dale Murphy fan. He came to one of my shows, and I didn't meet him.
Really?
He tweeted about it afterwards or something, and I didn't meet him. And I was like, I mean, I do that. He does like the 3 like sweeps kind of with his bat. I mean, I bat like that still today because of Dale Murphy. Him and Bob Horner, another one. I'm sure everybody knows all these guys.
Yeah.
But so Braves were the big one that everybody was a big fan of. And the Braves were good when I was a kid. I got stuck in the baseball strike. I'm a casualty of the baseball strike. I was the age where baseball was everything. I loved the Braves. They go on strike. I was around 12. I just kind of you just kind of move on. And then when baseball came back, it was hard for me to really dive back into it, just because I was just weirdly at the age where I just end up all right, I'm watching basketball now, and Michael Jordan, and you just, you're just a kid and you just move on. That was, it's interesting because you think about strikes and all that stuff, and you're like, they do affect a small group that's just the perfect age where you just go oh, you're not playing anymore. And I don't know why. I just know they're not playing. And then I just move on.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that was devastating. I remember being a kid and just crying and being like, what if there's never a World Series again? My personality. I have a cold right now. I feel like I'm dying. But anyways, I got choked up. All right, I got to ask you, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm at the U.S. Open. You're jet setting. You got a famous baseball story, and I got a couple requests to hear it. You have a great memory of as a kid. Something happened. You used to do it as a bit on stage. Can you share the story for the people listening here?
Yeah. So I was the last year I played baseball. I was 13, and I was up to bat, and I got walked. And so I take the base, and the catcher was still holding the ball. So I kind of started leading off a little bit, all right, this dude's gonna let me try to run. And then I just ran, and when he threw it, he overthrew second base. Ball goes to the outfield. They overthrow third base. So then my coaches tell me to go home. There's a play at the plate. I slide, getting basically an inside the park home run off a walk. And the umpire then tells us it was only ball 3. So I have to get up now, and I'm dirty. It's a whole thing. I have to get up. I have to go get the bat. The parents don't even, everybody's pretty confused on what's going on. I have to bat again. It's now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch, immediately strike out, and just go back to the dugout. And
so when you ran to first, were people yelling? Did you just think they were yelling great job?
I mean, I think so. This is what part of the joke of the story I tell is I think it's the confidence I had. So when I ran, the catcher's confused by this, but then I run to second, and then he's got to be well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't this guy's so confident that he walked. So then I just make everybody get into the game, and these kids are overthrowing balls because no one's prepared for this, because but it's just 9 baseball players that are I guess I'm wrong. The umpire figured it out, but it was just easier. I mean, I'm going, so might as well just let it. He's not going to run out and stop it. He's I'm coming back to him, so let me come back to him. And then that's when he tells us, which I thought, why don't you just let it slide? Because it was a whole, just let it go. And the other part that I'd never told in the story, though, is the year before I did get a triple off a walk. So you got to think, in my head, I'm this is what I do, this is my thing, dude. I made it to third off a walk. So this is the course it's going to take in my life. Don't let me get on base. Doesn't matter how, I'm going to get around these bases. So that's what happened.
Great. It's funny because there's an old adage for speedy players, you can't steal first base. And you were like, watch this.
Watch this. I'll steal first base. I'll steal it was, it was the highlight of my baseball career.
I've told this story on our show before, but I don't know if I ever told you this story. Probably years ago I did. So my embarrassing baseball story, I'm playing left field. I'm 10 years old. This is majors. We called it majors, little league. and like the big league, and I'm in left field. The other team hits a home run, and I'm a people pleaser. I just want everyone to like me, so I think I'll go get the ball. Not thinking that I've watched a million baseball games, never has the left fielder climb the wall to go get the ball. That's not part of the game. So he hits the left, hits it over the fence. I just hop the fence and just run and get the ball. And when I turn around, I'm running back, and I just see the whole town and all the players are looking at me like, what are you doing? We can't play until you're back, you idiot. So then I throw the ball back over, even though the pitcher has another ball already. And I'm hopping the fence, and the pressure of hopping the fence in front of the whole town hits me. My shoelace caught on the top of the chain link fence, and I just fell straight down, and I was like suspended upside down. And nobody came to help me because everyone was laughing. So it was a good, like, I'm going to say 90 seconds realistically of me hanging upside down on a Saturday morning in front of the whole town. And then the rest of the inning, I'm just thinking, like, I got to run back to the dugout and everybody is going to ruin my life. It was horrible. So depressing.
It's so wonderful and that probably happened at 7:45 in the morning. It's just so early of the game.
And I was like wriggling. I couldn't get loose. It was so bad. But those are the great memories of youth sports. And you got a kid. It's all coming for you again. You can relive all this stuff.
Yeah. She's playing softball. I was a catcher, and so she started catching, which I'm very excited about.
That's great. All right, another quick story, and I'll let you go. But my buddy lives in Seattle. My best friend Derek, you met him. Great guy. So his son is in T-ball. And there's a kid on his team who just loves the catcher. He's obsessed with the catcher. It's his favorite position. So he wanted to catch, but it's T-ball. They tried to tell him, there's not really a catcher yet. You're not at that level. He doesn't care. He shows up full pads. This kid's like 6 years old. Full pads, mask, and he's putting down signs behind the tee. Never touches the ball once the whole game. He's just back there throwing down signs. Nobody tells him. He doesn't know any better. Beautiful.
He loves it. I did. So when I was a catcher, I loved it. I love wearing equipment. So like anything with equipment, I'm really into, especially a helmet. Like a helmet, you're like, well, this is the greatest thing ever. So I love my daughter's doing it now, but I remember I did it when I was catching when I was like 12 years old. And I would always see catchers on TV go talk to the pitchers. And so I was like, always wanted to do that. And so one game, I finally got brave enough and I called it. And by the way, the guy I go talk to, he's an athlete that went to go play basketball for Murray State. He's that good of an athlete. Like he's a guy that's like, he's throwing the ball so hard. He's knocked my glove off. He's the best pitcher in the league. There's nothing I need to go say to him ever in my life. And I just called timeout because I wanted to take my helmet off and I just jog out there. And I remember him smiling at me and I was like, just keep throwing them, man. Just keep pitching. I mean, I had nothing to say to him. It was like, I just wanted the experience to then walk back and be like, I was like, I don't know what they're talking about when they go out there. I don't know what I should say, but I want to live it up. And that's what and that's what I did.
It's the best. I love it. Nate, thank you so much for taking the time. Hilarious as always. And where's the best place to see you? On Netflix? Where do you send people?
Yeah. Netflix, go to my website, natebargatze.com. I got all my tour dates. We're touring all over the country. And go check out 4th of July. I saw it in the movie theaters. It's great. Saw the day it came out.
Thank you. And some guy took a photo of you watching the movie and sent it to me, which was real creepy.
Yeah. We're in it, baby. Letting people know we're there. I made someone move seats so me and my wife could sit together. So it was
I love it.
Yeah, people knew I was there. I was all right, let's find the best positions to be at. It was sold out. So it was like we had to try to get together.
I appreciate it. Nate, thanks so much. Always great to see you. Appreciate you. And thanks for being on the PBL Roundup.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.